Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Ksenia Akishina, realtor with Mahara & Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Ksenia.
All right, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial, right here at a News Radio WFLA 970 WFLA. Tampa Bay. We have been on air almost 13 years now for you guys, and it's been a great run. And today we have one of my favorite guests back on the show. He is never at for a loss for words. He is never at a loss for a good haircut. It is Dr. Deep Sea himself, Joe Deturi. How you doing, Joe?
I'm well. How are you, Frank? Thanks for having me back.
Dad, you look better than well, I gotta say. You look like a guy who dove the Marianas Trench last week. I don't know.
I dove the Cayman Trench last week.
The Cayman Trench, which we're going to talk about today. Guys, have you ever dreamed of diving 440 feet under the ocean only to find the giant squid?
Yeah.
You might learn about that today on the show. What else we're going to do on the show today with Dr. Joe, Dr. Deep Sea, is we are going to talk about the science of living forever. Is it possible? What does it mean to live forever? Do you want to live forever? Is it even a good idea to live forever? We're going to find out. I'm going to quiz this guy, and we might walk out of here a year longer in life today. You never know. I did pick up a smoothie from Storm on the way. They don't pay me to say this, but I have a feeling that the collagen I put in here is going to help me live forever. So we're going to find out if Joe thinks I'm crazy. The lights in here are not red. They are white. Maybe they are not making us live forever. I don't know. But we also have another guest today. She is a highly experienced radio show and TV show host. We have Michelle Yagelski. Michelle Yagelski. She's going to be talking about the science and the business of hyperbarics. How you doing, Michelle?
Great.
Welcome to the radio show.
Thank you.
Are you ready for this?
Not at all.
Not at all. No. As you can tell, Joe and I are really quiet and tired.
Yes.
And it's going to be a very boring show. So if you guys are just waking up, we'll talk nice and quiet for you. By the way, a quick shout out. I'm so sorry I forgot your name, but you did come and change my battery on my classic car this weekend working for AAA and said you were a listener of the show and you get up every Sunday morning bright and early to listen to the Business Happy Hour. So thank you for the great service and for listening to the show. I am so sorry I forgot your name to give you the shout out today, but you know exactly who you are, and hopefully I didn't wake you up this morning, but thank you for listening. So guys, today on the show, Ksenia is not here. She is being replaced by the amazing Michelle. And don't worry, Michelle, there was a time when Ksenia had not done radio before. And she was a little nervous, but she got over it very quickly. As you can see, we have a lot of fun in here. And you're only going to talk about what you know. So we're going to quiz you a little bit on the business. And I'm sure you know a little bit about this guy, how long he wants to live. So we can smack him around a little bit on the show. Check your volume real quick, because one of you guys might have the volume turned up on your phone. I'm just getting a little echo. Unless it's my own phone, I'm going to turn my own down just in case that's what it is, too.
Me.
Look at that. Could have been me.
Hey.
It was me.
It was you?
Yeah.
I think it was both of us.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Now, yeah. Joe, you know what? Let's start with this. I busted his butt a little bit before the show. And if you guys watch the Business Happy Hour, you've met Joe. Joe was the one that introduced me to hyperbaric medicine back in the day. We had him on the show many, many years ago. He referred me out and helped me out with my shoulder injury and helped me get a little bit of hyperbarics from some people and stuff like that. And I Joe, I got to say, I think it works. I think all the nuclear stuff I threw at this, I did the PRP. Yep. We did a little peptide in the beginning. Yeah. I tried some hyperbarics. You introduced me to the red light therapy, which, oh my God, those little red light. Michelle, you know about the red lights, right?
Yeah.
They work, don't they?
Yeah.
They absolutely work. And you can feel the difference. And it's not gimmicky medicine. So I don't know if it's going to make me live forever, but I do know it'll make me live a little healthier. Yeah. But I do got to bust Joe's butt a little bit, because we come in the studio and it's so funny when we set people up on the Instagram Live. The guys who have the Androids are always the pain in the butt, because the Androids will not let you turn off your microphone all the way. They will not let you turn the volume all the way, where the these superior iPhones just might let you do this. So I told Joe I'm messing with him. As smart as this guy is, as deep as he dives, he's over here using a phone built in the 1970s. Joe, I know you're going to argue with me on that, right?
Look. Adam and Eve had that whole problem with the Apple thing. I do not do Apple. Sorry, I just believe in Adam and Eve. Forget about it.
You never trust a guy with a flip phone.
I know, right? I mean, I'm going to check his phone before he leaves here. It's probably a flip phone, too. It might as well be. It's an Android. So.
Oh, my God.
You know, we have, I'm sure you guys have in your offices, too, but we have like 50 guys that work at Lincoln Lending Group, and we have a group thread. Well, we used to use the Messenger, right? Yeah. Can't use the Messenger because you got some green people on there. Michelle, you know what I'm talking about, right? You're blue, he's green. Yep. You know, opposites attract. I don't know, but you know, I'm stuck on the Apple thing. So I've actually offered some of my employees. I'm like, if I just buy you an Apple, will you freaking use it, please? So we went under WhatsApp. So now I have to freaking communicate on the WhatsApp machine. Yeah. Which, God, it's just annoying to have so many different spots to communicate. So anyway, Cynthia, not doing stats today. Instead, we're going to be talking statistics of living forever. We're going to be talking the business of hyperbarics. Let's just get right into it, Joe.
Yeah, man.
You were showing me some videos before the show. So this is not a joke. You literally just dove.
Yeah, so
explain this.
I live a blessed and highly favored life, right? So I get to teach people the art of exploration and diving, and very few people dive below 300 feet,
right?
And we were pushing to get to 400 feet and below. So I was teaching this to a really great guy, and you know what we wound up doing is just kind of wanted to take a look at the dive site beforehand. Okay. So he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rent one of those submersibles and go all the way down. So he and I went all the way down. We scoped the entire dive site and then came all the way back up just the way we were going to dive it. Right? I mean, these are really, really dangerous dives.
Wait, hold on. I got to pause you for a second. You rented a submersible. Can you be a little more specific for the normal people out there? You rented a submarine.
Yeah, basically. So they have these, and you can rent them, and they're mostly research grade submarine sort of thing. And this happened to be in Roatan, and we were there, and the guy was just like, "Sure, I'd be happy to do it for you." You know. So we worked on it. We worked with him. We set it all up. It's basically $1 a foot. So you know, if you want to go to 2,000 feet, which is the max depth of that submersible, you can pay $2,000 and get there. We went to about 700 feet, and then you know, so we wound up heading all the way down, checking it all out, seeing what we were going to see, even looking and exploring some new areas, which was really cool. We're looking for new fish and stuff like that. It's an exploration kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
But then when we dove down, we actually physically dove the exact same spot that we dove in the submersible. So the submersible was at surface pressure, and we were at depth pressure, so we were at 440 feet.
I mean, are you wearing like metal suits to do this?
No,
like the body can just do that?
Scuba diving suits. So human tolerance is 2,265 feet. The deepest human has been 2,200 plus feet.
With just a scuba suit on?
Just basically breathing in and out, repeating as necessary. I think the French might have gone just a little deeper than that, but yeah, it's really cool. What? Because you're made of what? You're made of water. Right? And water's incompressible, right?
Okay.
So as long as you have a breathing media that can fill your lungs, you can go to 2,000 plus feet. Easy peasy.
Now, did you use just a regular air tank when you did this?
So I use something called a rebreather, which allows you to breathe in to a bag and then breathe out of that same bag. Because, like, why does CPR work, right? Because I can blow a sufficient amount of gas into you to support your cellular respiration. Well, it works the same way. When I exhale, I'm exhaling about 17, 18% oxygen, put it around in a loop, scrub out the carbon dioxide, the byproduct of oxygen metabolism. And then once you get that back, then you just add a little bit of oxygen and you're good to go, because the gas goes away so quick at that depth, right? It's 10, 15 times the atmospheres we're at right now. Wow. So you use 10 to 15 times the gas. So a normal scuba tank doesn't last very long.
Okay, I understand the science now. That you strap a regular tank on, you're getting like 10, 15% efficiency out of the tank.
Yeah.
So the rebreather, you can just use a little bit of oxygen.
A little bit of oxygen, just the metabolized part, right? Which is about 1 liter per minute if you're you know.
Is that, okay, this is going to sound really stupid, but is that nitrox? What is that?
It's kind of just like nitrox. Nitrox is any combination of nitrogen and oxygen. You and I are breathing nitrox right this second, right?
Oh.
Yeah, because we're breathing 21% oxygen, give or take, and 79% nitrogen. So that is nitrox, right? So what I was breathing while I was down there, and this was really cool, was 8% oxygen, 80% helium, balanced nitrogen. Right?
Were you squeaky voice when you're down there?
Oh, I was totally
Was he squeaky voice talking to you on the sub? No.
I'm like, hey, you guys, what are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, Mickey Mouse is outside the sub.
You got to Google a fish nerd. So my buddy Rich Pyle did a video of him talking on helium while he was at like 400 feet. He's like, it's amazing to see this PhD in ichthyology, one of the smartest people I've ever met, talking like the helium man. It was great.
That's great. So are you in communication with the sub? Because I heard Michelle was in the sub while you were at 440 feet.
What happened was, no, exactly. It's like, hey, we needed weight in the submersible because we wanted to get video with the submersible so that we could kind of show what we had done and what we were doing,
right?
And the exploration and highlight that guy's business and so forth. And long story short, we weren't in direct communication, but it's one of these hand signals. I'm going to swim that way.
Right.
You are whatever.
Okay, so you wouldn't have like headsets on and talking to each other or anything like that.
No, nothing like that.
Man, this is exciting. So I know you guys are excited. We're going to have to take a break here on the Business Happy Hour. And when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to learn who Michelle is. We're going to put her on the spot a little bit. So Michelle, get ready. We're going to talk about what kind of business Michelle's in. And then as promised, we're going to talk about strategies to live forever. We're going to talk about what's a telomere. Am I even saying that right? Telomere.
You got it.
What does that mean? How do hyperbarics influence this? What about other things like sleep and medicine? I don't know, collagen. I don't know. Let's just throw some things out there. Dr. Deep Sea is going to tell us how you can look as good as him. He's 84 years old right now. And if you believe that, you should stay tuned to the Business Happy Hour because we're going to come back and tell you the truth of longevity here with Michelle and Dr. Deep Sea. Stay tuned in just a minute. And don't forget, we own a mortgage company. Go to 813mortgage.com or Lincoln Lending Group to find out less exciting things about mortgage interest rates right here on the Business Happy Hour. Stay tuned. All right, James, let's do it. You did it.
I got through it.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, we're done, right?
No, yeah.
He's like, can I go now? Can we go?
Go now?
Is this thing on?
I'm going to go puke.
You are doing fine.
Too intense for me.
There's only 5 people listening anyway. You're good. All right, let me turn this on here. Let me put this on Facebook. All right, give me 15 seconds. Good.
All the best mortgage or real estate advice from Tampa Bay's top experts. It's the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank Cotto and Senia Akishina.
All right, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. Man, Senia, Joe, you see the Senia's not here, and I'm all jazzed up. Senia, where are you? Senia is at a Tom Ferry event today, which is real estate coaching.
Oh, wow.
She's never been to one before, and I said, you should go experience that. You should see it. I said, Senia, don't you come back here and tell me you spent like $40,000 on real estate coach, because not for nothing, Joe. That's what they do when you go to these conferences. They're like, "Hey, thanks for listening. It's time you sign up for $10,000, right?" Yeah. And people like you and I were self-motivated.
Right.
It's kind of. Do you get coached at all? Is it kind of weird for you, or you?
No, but I'll be honest with you. I'm blessed and highly favored that I have just a whole bunch of mentors and buddies that text me in the morning that say, "Yo, get your ass out of bed and get to the gym." I'm sorry. There is no. Yeah, you have a bad day, too bad. Get up, and that's the motivation.
Yeah. We are the sum of those around us.
Yes,
are we
100%.
Why do you think I keep bringing Joe around me? I'm like, I know. Look at this. Oh, I need some muscles. I need some brains. This guy's going to teach me how to live forever. This is going to be great. All right. So we're going to pick on Michelle just a little bit now. All right. He dragged her into the studio. I said, when Senia's in here, I said, somebody's got to sit in Senia's seat, right? And Michelle, I got to know you. You're a great person. I know you know a lot about the business of hyperbarics. Just tell us a little bit. I'll make it easy. Just tell us a little bit about Michelle. Who's Michelle? How about where you're from? Where'd you grow up?
Oh, just a sweet Midwest girl from Indiana.
I could have guessed that.
Up by Chicago area, so Bears fan.
The Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears.
Used to the failures, the struggles, disappointments, everything.
Yeah, some of those politicians that came out of there. Yeah.
Oh, nope, not that.
No. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get myself in trouble on Instagram here. So what brought you to sunny Florida?
My dad.
Yeah.
My mom. Yeah, family.
Okay. Well, we got them to thank to bring you down to paradise.
Yeah.
Now, how about, okay, you don't meet a lot of people who are into hyperbarics, number one. You don't meet a lot of people who are into the business of hyperbarics. How did you get into that? As long or slow as you want. Did you go to college for that? Did you just fall into this business? How did this happen?
No, I think a large part of my life, it's been kind of structured towards wellness and longevity, if we want to call it that now, if that's the fancy word.
Yeah.
And just basically the mindset and the body of, staying young forever. I'm still a child in my mind. And so how do we reflect what's inside outside as well?
Yeah.
And so I've been just dabbling here and there. I probably have, PhDs and all of that, self-proclaimed, just deep diving in everything, one day on a Saturday, learning the molecular level of water, because I want to know, how I get hydrated properly when you're fasting and stuff like that. Just being stupid.
That's genius. That's stuff we all should research.
Right? And so then, with hyperbarics, I got into that because my dad got sick, and God bless his soul. He was a stubborn man, and he was, the opposite. I live with intention, and, whatever goes in my body and around me is important. Like we're saying, the people around you, the media that you bring in is all important.
Right.
And I since a little kid, remember just begging him to stop smoking, stop drinking Pepsi. There was one time he was like, Michelle, it was that bad. I drank water. And I was like,
how is so bad?
I know people like that, though.
Yeah.
Like my mom is one of them.
Mom, knock it off.
Like literally, I'll be like, Mom, how much water you drink? She's like, I drank a bottle today. And I'm like, whoa, what? You drank a bottle of water?
How big was that bottle?
Yeah, exactly. It was probably like the mini Sam's bottles or whatever. So your dad was the same way. He just wanted to drink sodas and no water.
Yeah, just easy life, right? Not moving, not caring about what he was putting in his body. And then one day my mom just realized that it's just going downhill fast, and the conventional medicine and the doctors, everything that they were doing and saying wasn't working. And so she came to me knowing that I'm deep in all of this and said, what are our options and what can we do? And not for nothing, I mean, hyperbarics is amazing, but also the reason why we got him in there was because all he had to do was lay in it and let the machine and the body take care of the rest. And I knew he would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't even
that's
be...
about all he'd be willing to do. Lord rest his soul.
Yeah.
It was built for him, clearly.
Yeah, and it worked. We saw changes immediately. The first day in there, we saw change. Within 2 weeks, his legs were swelling so bad. That's one of the main reasons we got him in there. And the hyperbarics did what it needed to do. And within 2 weeks, his legs were smaller than I've ever seen them. And so, I mean, it was transformative.
And this is without popping pills.
That was still drinking the high fructose corn syrup diet and smoking the cigarettes daily. And it was, just doing his normal thing and then hyperbarics, adding that in there.
Wow.
And thank God my mom was, up for it, pushing him and doing the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, in my experience with the hyperbarics, it being such like a high energy, never want to sit down, I like to read, but I can't because I just if I sit down, Joe, for more than 5 minutes, my brain won't do it. I got to get up. I got to do something. As a matter of fact, I piss off Nicole. You got to meet Nicole. I piss her off all the time. It just happened this weekend. We're sitting there watching TV, watching some shorts about some vacation that we want to take and looking at it. Next thing you know, I get up, I go, we're wasting the day. What are we doing? We got to do this. We got to do that. She's like, oh, you're a jerk. What's wrong? I'm like, no. I was like, this is my brain. So hyperbarics, what I found really interesting was when I did it for the first time, I have to just sit there like your dad. Mm-hmm. So it is perfect if you want to just sit there. I mean, I had to sit there and read articles and watch little Netflix things and stuff like that. Stuff I just don't do.
Yeah.
And
you got to experience the HPO Tech chamber where you got to sit up in luxury in the My Box seats and have a tablet and something that entertains you a little bit and feel like you're healing rather than you're in a sick coffin in the hospital, right?
I'll be honest, I was scared. When I first got, when I first met Joe, all I had in my mind was a tube. Yeah. Like you said, a coffin.
That's the ones that I have.
Yeah, and they're scary, you know. And I, you know, when I had asked him, I said, you know, where I'm going to go to this place and all this, and I'm like, Joe, am I just going to be stuck in a tube? He's like, no, not at this place. He's like, you're going to be okay. And I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. Thank you for the recommendation, by the way. But so it's not scary anymore. You said my box seats. You know, for those of you guys who don't know, she's talking about the high end version of the Mercedes, and some of these things have these seats in them, which are probably like $20,000 seat. It's like a recliner. Yeah. It's comfortable. So we got a couple minutes left. So everything went well with your dad with hyperbarics then, huh?
Yeah, for
a while.
Yeah, for a while. It got him, almost like 9 more months. We got our last Christmas with him, last Thanksgiving. We got
nice.
Yeah, and we were able to make it a little less painful for him.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. And that's just one thing that we're talking about. So we're going to take a break. When we get back here, we'll talk a little bit more about the business of hyperbarics. And I see that my wife joined, Nicole. So, hey, we're talking about you, honey. We'll be back in just a minute on the Business Happy Hour. More with Dr. Deep Sea. And I promise we're going to talk about living forever. Just stay tuned. All right. You made it halfway. Michelle, you're doing awesome.
Thank you.
You're doing
I'm not looking at myself, so I'm okay.
No. Funny, I have to look at myself most of the time. Like, I got to look at the cameras and all this stuff. Let me make sure everybody looks good.
That's on the Zoom calls. I'm always looking at myself rather than the other people.
Well, and they say like you're supposed to look at the camera, but it's impossible. Like I can't look at the camera when I have 20 people in front of me.
You don't even look at the people, No,
I'm
just looking at my split ends.
I don't even know where the camera is. Where is the camera?
So you know what they say with social media video? Like I got called out on this recently. That they're like, they said it's like bad if we look at ourselves when we do our reels because it's like vain, right? But I'm like, well, I'm trying to like look how I look, how the other people see me, and what's in my background and stuff.
One of the guys says, listen to it with just the sound. Listen to it with just no sound and just the video. And that's how you learn about how to get better. It's like break it down into how it looks, how it sounds, and then all together.
Okay.
I still can't even do that. I can't watch or listen to myself.
You're going to get to do it after this show.
Nope.
No. So they say to look in the camera, and that's what I try to do, and it's difficult. This is all live, right? This is live. Everybody's hearing it. All right. We're rocking and rolling.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Senia Akishina, realtor with Mahara & Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Senia.
All right, guys, as you figured out, that is Michelle. That is not Senia. And we were just learning a little bit about Michelle and how she got into hyperbarics. And it's kind of interesting. We all get into things out of necessity. I've known Dr. Deep Sea for a long time now, but never really saw myself in a hyperbaric chamber until I decided to do something stupid when I was skiing. And hey, by the way, today is the first day that I have put weight on this shoulder. I did a little bit at the gym at the X-Force and did a little, and then I got on Grok afterwards. I was like, which exercise should I do? And like the ones I did, they're like, you shouldn't do those. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we're going to be going to see Dr. Dan Murphy, by the way. Nice. Great shout out to Dr. Murphy over at, I think it's called Tampa Orthopedics or Orlando Orthopedics. I think they go back and forth. But I will just tell you guys, if you do have an orthopedic issue, this guy has the best bedside manner of anyone I have ever met in my entire life. Absolutely amazing. I mean, you feel like he's your best friend coming in the room. And I might have not passed out during a PRP shot and woke up to some smelling salts and the beautiful Dr. Dan Murphy standing above me. So that sounds really weird, but let me just tell you, it's nice when you're unconscious and you come back to a nice doctor. Wow. And two nurses. And they're like, you okay, Frank? I was like, I don't know. You tell me. So anyway, so I highly recommend them. Absolutely great. So Michelle, I'm going to pick on you just for another minute because I want to learn a little bit about the the business of hyperbarics. And then we're going to get into living forever with Dr. Deep Sea here. But just tell us a little bit about it, because I understand that this could be like for med spas, doctors. You could actually buy one of these machines. You don't have to be part of some big hospital group or something to get them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. As well as we're selling to people in their homes as well now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah, we HPO Tech, what I love about them is we're innovating in such a way to disrupt the market. We're bringing, like we said, like a luxury brand experience to the masses, but also like we are obsessed with safety. And so we're making it so safe that we can have it in our homes now. And that's what's great is that like we even like one of the best things I think that we've just implemented was we have an automated oxygen monitoring system that is just been implemented, and that if the oxygen in the chamber gets above 22%, it automatically ventilates, keeping it safer than, Doc,
Yeah, now that's actually an important distinction, right? Because we're at 21% oxygen right now, right? So she's saying if your mask is leaking or whatever, just a little bit, and there's a little bit extra oxygen, that increases the risk, right?
Right.
So we say in our business, if it goes above 23.5%, you have to ventilate the chamber. So her company put this automatic switch in that basically senses the oxygen, says, oh, you're at 22. I'm not going to wait till you get to 23.5. I'm just going to ventilate the chamber right now. Holy mackerel. I mean, we're just taking the danger out of the equation before it even becomes a problem. And I was like, that's a great idea.
And that's like where the fire hazard would occur,
That's where
right? Because oxygen is, and you kind of taught me this, oxygen is flammable, but not really.
So oxygen's not flammable.
Right.
It's a colorless, odorless, non-flammable gas. And it says it right on, if you got a bottle of oxygen, look at it, and it says non-flammable right on it, right? But what it is it's an accelerant. So it will accelerate the burning of anything, right? So whatever it is that's in there, it will burn faster.
So you got to have a fire first.
You got to have a fire first, right? But you have natural heat that comes out of hyperbarics, right? You have your heat of compression, the latent heat of compression, right? When you squish things down, they get warmer, right? If you've ever filled your bicycle tire, it gets warmer. Or when you come out in the morning and it's cold, your air in your tires is less.
Right.
Right? That's the physics, right?
So here's a weird question. When you dove to 440 feet,
yeah,
and that water had to be cold.
But is it super cold?
Oh, okay. But like, does that pressure warm you up? Or
so the pressure does warm you a little bit. The rebreather keeps you warmer as well. It's definitely a little bit, but not a lot, not enough.
So you're wearing a pretty thick suit, I assume.
Well, I was wearing a dry suit. Yeah.
Right. Oh, dry suit. Okay. You don't pee in those, right?
No.
I asked the same question.
The first time I ever scuba dove, it was cold, right? And the guy's like, "Oh, just pee in your suit." I'm like, "You're kidding, right?" He's like, "No, you do." And I'm like,
"How you warm it up?"
Yeah. Not for nothing, it kind of felt good.
Nice.
Dr. CDC will never admit to peeing in his suit.
Yeah.
All right, so Michelle, let's talk more about this business. So somebody can buy this for their home,
yes,
or a doctor could buy it for their business.
Yeah.
I mean, can I ask you, like, how much do these things cost?
So ours start at like the model place for one person chamber is about $160, and that's all in install, taxes, tariffs, everything. White glove install.
Got it. Teaching me how to use it, everything.
Everything. Yep.
Nice.
And then obviously you talk to Dr. Deep Sea to get certified, and making sure that you understand the science behind it. Make sure you're safe.
We want to make sure. I mean, it's got to be done right. The training is a completely separate part, and that's why, like, I don't sell recompression chambers. I don't do anything with that. That's her gig, and I just teach people how to use them.
That's awesome.
But then we also like have 2-seaters and 4-seaters. Sorry.
There you go.
And we also have 2-seaters, 4-seaters as well, and so we're disrupting the market in every way we can. It's beautiful.
4-seaters. I mean, that seems awesome.
Yeah, and those are only about $250.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, quadrupling the amount of patients you could put in there.
Yeah, you put a patient in there. So the ROI on that, let's talk about the finance of it.
Yeah.
You have one operator per like 4 people rather than one operator per each chamber.
Yeah.
And then you're treating 4 people at one time rather than individualized. Your ROI is you get a 4-person chamber. You treat 4 people at one time.
Yeah. This could be a good
once
business.
a day, every day. Your ROI is less than a year.
That's crazy. And by the way, she's saying you could get this entire thing paid off if you're a doctor in less than a year through this ROI that you can get. Michelle, what if they are interested? How do they get in touch with you?
You can text Email me, text me, call me.
I'm putting her on the spot here.
Hold
What form of communication do you want to give out is the question.
Any is fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the best thing? Phone number, email, website?
Yeah, email.
Okay, go for it.
It's Michelle, Michelle, at hpotech.com.
That's very easy. All right. Michelle at hpotech.com. And guys, by the way, as with all my guests, if you forget how to get in touch with them, just reach out to me. Go to the mortgage website. Go to whatever you want to go to. Find Frank the Bank and just say, I want to learn about hyperbarics. Just like that. And I'm going to get you in touch with Michelle if you need to learn how to safely use them. I have a feeling Dr. Deep Sea can do that for you.
I know a guy.
He knows a guy. Michelle, you've been awesome. And I want you to chime in on the rest of this because I know you're interested in longevity as well. And then, longevity. I keep saying, I made that word up. Longevity. I don't know if that's the scientific word or not. But what I want to talk to Dr. Deep Sea about is living forever. Because I know this is a passion of yours. I don't even know where to start. Where should we start?
Well, we start with the simple premise that our immune systems used to be getting chased by saber-toothed tigers.
Right.
We don't get chased by saber-toothed tigers anymore. Like, what's our biggest worry, right? It's basically, did somebody like my Instagram post, right? That's the biggest worry, right? That's not real immune system stress. So what you have to do is create something called hormesis. So it's a light stress on the human body. So if you look at this, our bodies are best when they are a little stressed. Fresh fruit, strawberries, are better when they have gone through a hard frost.
Freeze, yes.
Right? So trials and tribulation make us stronger, make us better, right? So we need to stress ourselves. Not so much like, I'm late, I'm always late, I'm late. Not that kind of stress.
About me?
You don't want that stress there, right? Like you don't want to run in last second. But what you do want to do is stress yourself from a physiological perspective. So how do you do that? You do that a bunch of ways. You fast.
Okay.
You expose yourself to cold water. You expose yourself to hot air, right? So ice baths, going into
saunas.
Going into a sauna, exactly. Stuff like that. Additionally, you can get yourself in a hyperbaric chamber because that's more oxygen. You can get yourself in a hypobaric chamber, which is less oxygen, the equivalent of climbing a mountain, right? So we go to Colorado, we go skiing, right, all the time. You go to 5, 6, 10,000 feet. I mean, that's oxygen deprivation, and your body responds to that, broadens the path, and makes you more betterer. I mean, and the bottom line is what we're trying to do is slow down your cells from replicating because your cells do two things. They replicate and they eat, and that's it.
Okay.
Right? So if we can stop them from eating and stop them from replicating, right, then we can maybe extend the length of that cell. And when you stress the cell, it goes into a self-protection mode where it goes, okay, I don't want to eat, and I certainly don't want to replicate at this point, so I'm going to put myself in a chill spot for a minute.
Oh, wow.
So that's the basic, simple premise of living longer is more good stress.
Okay, so where does one start with good stress?
Oh, goodness. Well, you start by getting rid of the bad stress,
Okay.
right? Getting rid of this. And it's funny because she's laughing. I am
Calm down.
horrible at this. I am horrible at that.
Do as he says, don't do as he do.
Calm down.
So I have to do a lot of meditating. I have to do a lot of breathing. I wake up early. I got to read 3 books on the side just to keep up with this girl here. I mean, it's amazing. But, to basically take all that bad stress and throw it away and then induce reasonable, good stresses on the body is healthy for the body, right? And I'm not talking about the stress of eating Cheetos, right? I'm talking about the stress of doing it correctly. Starve yourself a little bit. Yeah, sure. Why not? What does that do? It creates autophagy. It creates your body starts going into self-protection mode and getting rid of all of the zombie cells. We've heard about zombie cells all over the place, right? You need to stress your body to get rid of those zombie cells.
Okay, speaking of we're going to take a quick break here. As soon as we get back, we're going to find out how the easiest way to get rid of the zombie cells, and maybe we'll start with fasting. I know hyperbaric could be out of the reach for a lot of you, but maybe not. Maybe it is a little closer than you think. And then we'll talk about telomeres and some of the quick things you can do to live forever. Maybe it's diet. Maybe it's not. We'll find out when we get back on the Business Happy Hour. Stay tuned. Oh, man. All right, so the whole last segment, all about living forever.
Okay.
We'll break down some of the easier things people can do.
Yeah.
The fasting thing, I know we could chat about. I mean, of course, I hear the good and the bad about fasting all the time.
Right. And look, you can't, and you should actually chime in on the stuff that you taught me about fasting and being a woman. Right?
Oh, okay.
No. Women cannot fast like guys fast.
Really? Okay.
It's not healthy.
No. Okay. Well,
Our bodies are created differently. Shocking.
I know.
Surprise! Wait, they have different parts.
Wait,
what?
you guys were made in Venus. We were made in Mars. I mean, totally different planets.
Yeah. You guys are like the sun. We are like the moon. We have different phases.
That's very true. My wife and I have been learning about these life phases as well. Yes. We just celebrated our 30th Valentine's Day together. Isn't that crazy? You can fire away, James.
Let's get back to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group, and his co-host, Senia Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates.
All right, guys, last segment. Michelle, you have been one of the greatest guests ever. Super smooth. I know you know what you're talking about. And Dr. Deepsy over here says you might know something about fasting. And we're going to get right into it, guys, because Joe, I want to live forever, but maybe not forever. So can I ask you this question? How long is the human body made to live? Is there a number?
There's not a number, but what happens is, we'll get right into your telomere thing,
Yeah.
right? What happens is you have these chromosomes, and on the end of the chromosome, you have this little Dugelflinder, the little bottom part, right?
Okay.
That is called a telomere. And every time you use it to do the mRNA to DNA transcription thing, that making a new cell.
Yeah.
You use it. So when you use a little bit of it, it's gone. Then you use it again, it's gone. You use a little bit. Let's say you have 10 of them.
Yeah.
You use 10 of them, you replicate that cell 10 times, it's gone. Now you have millions, right? Don't worry. Right? But once you do that, it's gone. And you can't get it back except if you do something like hyperbaric medicine. Hyperbaric medicine has been shown in peer-reviewed published literature to increase the length of telomeres. So when I say increase the length of telomeres, by anywhere from 30 to 36%, depending on whose paper you want to read and whose part you believe. But certainly while I stayed underwater for 100 days, 17% increase in telomere length. Which means that I went in the water as an age of, an extrinsic age of 45.
Right.
I came out of the water at an extrinsic age of 35.
This is crazy.
No, it's science. It's science. We have the ability to live forever. Now, what does that mean?
Right.
Do I want to be living in a home where I'm drooling and not able to wipe myself? No, that's not living, right? It's the physical living. It's the I want to be up every day. This is why you got to spell gym with a G, right? You got to go to the gym. And it's not just for your weight and your muscles and all that cool stuff. It's so that you have the balance. You have the ability to get up if you fall. You have the ability to take care of yourself, that steadiness, sureness on your feet. Where do all these accidents happen? Well, they happen because you're misstepping and you're misplacing. And once you lose the confidence to take a step, that is the first step in the downhill process, right?
Wow.
So you want to keep that moving. A body in motion, it's simple. We were taught this in high school. Body in motion
stays in motion.
That's it. That's all there is to it. So keep moving, get moving, don't stop moving.
I love it. Even my dad in his mid-80s, before he went, he would do these marine exercises. I don't know if you guys see me on Instagram where he'd like move his arms like this and move his arms like this. And I just
stretching.
Yeah, that stretching thing that they would do. I mean, he probably learned it like in the 40s in the Marines, but it's motion. It's moving the joints. Joe, is there anything else that people can do to increase the telomere length?
Yeah, so there are some other things that supposedly increase telomere length. There's people that are claiming there's creams. I haven't seen very many. No, I mean, look.
I'll take it.
There is nothing for nothing here, right? The only way to get through this is to put the work in. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it is. At this point, the only thing that you can do that helps you and you don't have to do much is hyperbarics or hypobarics. But fasting takes work, right? Going to the gym is a form of hormesis, right? Because when you rip the muscle a little bit, it heals and then it gets bigger, right? So that's the way we grow muscle. Well, yeah, but it's a bit of stressing. You have to go and do it. Same thing with the water. Same thing with the sauna. Same thing with the everything.
Drinking water. This is important, I think, right?
100%. Yeah, no, look,
The right water.
You'll see me like this. You'll see me with a bottle of water in my hand every day, twice on Sundays. There's not vodka in that, I promise.
Yeah. It's vodka, man.
Yeah,
It's
right.
part water.
Yeah, right.
It's some of
Little
it's
potato.
water. No, you have to hydrate. Most of the people that get the 3 o'clock lull, most of that is dehydration.
Right.
Yeah.
And how much do you think that somebody should drink a day?
So, well, the jury's out. I drink anywhere between 3 and 5 liters a day. Mostly I settle on about 4 liters a day. So this is a liter.
Yep.
And I drink 4 of those a day, basically. Some days I don't do so well.
Yeah, I love how you measure it. I do the same thing. I use the regular size Yeti, and I try to drink 4 Yetis a day.
Yeah.
And that's about a gallon, give or take. And I will be honest, there's a side effect. It's called urination. And especially when you're in your mid-40s, you are definitely friends with the bathroom when you do that. And that's part of my mom's excuse, by the way. Is she's like, oh, if I drink more than a bottle of water, I'm in the bathroom all the time. I'm like, yeah, that's called natural. Like you should be going to the bathroom, excreting the bad stuff and keeping hydrated, right?
Yeah.
What about the fasting thing? That seems like something that's relatively easy for people to do.
Well, it's easy if you're used to it, right? Like for me, walking on water is easy, right? Like that's easy for me.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. But seriously, when you think about it, there are things that you can just get used to. When the military, you just may not have had the right time to eat, or so fasting. I was like always a 3 meal a day sort of a guy, and then it was like you got to start fasting. I'm like, I'm not eating. No way.
Right.
Fat kid has to eat. That's just the way that it is, right? But, you have to do fasting the right way. It has to be for your body type. So Michelle, girls, fasting, right? How good is this for girls to fast?
Yeah, and that depends on especially everyone is different. So what works best for you? But women, they shouldn't be fasting the week before their period. And so there's a whole bunch of different stuff we're working with our hormones.
Right.
And that's supposed to be a huge superpower is making sure that you're working with hormones and your lifestyle and making sure it's cohesive rather than just pushing through, right?
Right. Okay. So yeah, I do believe girls' bodies are definitely set up different as guys. So everything we're saying,
I know that for a fact.
So
I've
do
been
I.
to Cadaver Lab.
Oh, she's been to
sorry.
Well, I was thinking more internal. He's thinking external. But yes, they're very different. Different hormones, emotions, cycles.
Well, your statement was actually good, Michelle. So what did you say? You were talking about the sun and the moon or something like that.
Yes. Men, their cycles are like the sun. They're 24 hours. Women have 4 cycles, so we're like a moon. So our cycles are through the month.
Yeah.
And so we have different.
That's a great way to put it right there. Yes. And funny that my wife says that. She's like, you are just the same all the time. Right?
We're not supposed to be, so don't think that I'm going to be.
No.
Don't put me in that box.
Snap. No, I know. Sorry, Joe. We're eating lunch by ourselves today. Well, guys, I got to say, this show's gone so fast. It's over.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, right? But it's okay, Joe. We're having you back on because I know we're going to get a lot of questions about longevity. Hyperbarics. I want you guys definitely to reach out to Michelle if you're interested in home hyperbarics, or maybe it's a business. We didn't get a chance to talk the actual money, but we did get to the point to tell you if you buy a 4-person hyperbaric and let's say you've got a doctor's office or something, you'll get that thing paid off in a year. And Frank the Bank might be able to help you get it financed as well. So we want to throw that out there.
Oh, snap.
Exactly. That's a little teaser. Michelle at hpotech.com, Michelle at hpotech.com, or just reach out to us and we will get you in touch with Michelle and we'll talk about that. And if you want to live forever, just keep watching the show because Joe and I are on a path and we're going to stay looking this good for another 10 years, I promise. Thank you for coming, Joe. Dr. Deep
Thanks for having me.
Yes, Michelle, you've been great. Thank you for coming, guys. Like and share. Don't forget to send this all to all your friends. This is a great episode, and we will see you guys next week on the Business Happy Hour. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Rock and roll. All right, Instagrammers, it's been a great show. Hopefully you guys loved it. Make sure you like and share and send us some fans over there. And we'll teach you guys how to live forever on the next show. Get a good one with Michelle looking right at the camera here. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, it's perfect. I look like crap, but you're good. All right. How to Live Forever and the Business of Hyperbaric Medicine with Dr. Deep Sea and Michelle on today's episode. #hyperbaric,